right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be in Biloxi tomorrow, so if anybody's going to be in Biloxi, give me a call. I'll take you out to eat. Had a group of ladies come up yesterday and asked me, why is it that all women have to cook for their men? Thought about it, and I said, the law says that all prisoners must be fed. All right, you're going to like this short video. I try to keep them 5-10 minutes. You're going to kind of like this because my videos, as you know, if you've listened to them, I've got thousands or hundreds or whatever of followers. But I try to give you one tip, one thing that I have learned in my 98 years in real estate. And as you know, I did a 20-year radio show and own mortgage companies, title, flooring, authored books, or whatever. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the single tip in just 5 or 6 of my podcast. Now, if you want details on them or how, then you got to go back and listen to the 5 or 10 minute podcast on the detail. But I'll give you the tip, and you'll think, "Whoa, wait a minute, you can't do that." Well, yeah, you can if you go back to hear my podcast or my music. I've written hundreds of songs. Posted a song 4 or 5 days ago, and it's hit like 30,000 views. dbeasleymusic.com. And then click on the link at the top that says podcast. I'm going to just give you the highlights of 5 or 6, and then I'm going to give you a new one, a new quick tip, okay? All this in a short period of time. Okay, number 1 is I did a podcast on the fact that there are mortgages out there that are assumable, FHA, VA, real development loans that are assumable. People can assume them. You can assume them if you have a house, you have one of those type loans, then you can sell it on an assumption. The whole lot of 3% mortgages out there now. We have a condo. We just bought a house weeks ago, moving back into a golf course community that we lived in 15 years. Our condo on the river, downtown West Monroe, has a 2.75% VA loan that is assumable. The people from our condo that wanted to buy it, ours is the bigger condo, they've got the application to assume it. Now, on these loans that are assumable, the buyers have to qualify, and you're completely released of liability. On my VA, they're assuming a 2.75% mortgage. I am released of liability. I do not get my VA eligibility back, but not thinking I'm going to need it. So, tip number 1 is there are mortgages that are assumable. If you're buying a home, find somebody that's got an FHA, VA, real development loan that you can assume. You got to come up with the equity. Okay? Number 2, people ask me all the time, well, I don't know what my payment would be if I buy a house. I don't know what kind of house I can afford. Well, you can pull your, I got all those, you can pull your charts up and figure and add taxes in, or you can do it the Darryl Beasley double down, double dare you method. For every $100,000 you borrow on a mortgage for a house, just figure $750 a month on your mortgage, okay? That gives you a ballpark idea. People come and they don't know how much house they can afford, and I simply ask them, okay, what is the most monthly payment you can afford? Oh, well, we're paying $1,200 rent now. We can go to $1,500, $750. That's $200,000. You can buy a $200,000 home. Payment be around $1,500 a month, and I'm including in there extra money for taxes and insurance and whatever. Now, those vary widely depending on what state you're in, but just figure $750 a month for every $100,000 you borrow. If you can handle $2,200 a month, you can buy a $300,000 house. Okay, that was tip number 2. Number 3 is, this was a good one. This was my last one. Wow, it is still hitting. I think it's got like 50,000 views. My last podcast. And that podcast, I know you're going to say this is bull, okay? My last podcast, I said, if you buy an average price home and you make your mortgage payment every month on it, I'm saying every month you make that payment, you're adding $1,500 to your net worth. You make that payment in 12 months, a year later, I'm saying you've got what, $18,000 in net worth that you didn't have. You say, well, how is that possible? Because you're not saving, you're not. Okay, it's based on appreciation, principal reduction, tax breaks, and stuff. Go to that podcast and see. But every month you make a house payment, you're putting $1,500 a month in bank account. Okay, number 4 is something I've used many years on my radio show. People call in, I don't know if I can qualify for a mortgage or not. I lie in telling you that I believe I can tell you if you can qualify for a mortgage or not in 30 seconds. Okay? That's a lie. I think I can do it in 2 minutes. The reason is I believe 95% of all mortgages comes down to 3 simple things: your credit score. They like to have 640 or so. You can go down to 500 on FHA. Lenders don't like that. But your credit score, uh, you say it's 700, 800. Okay. So what's your credit score? Number 2 is your employment, the continuity of employment. They want 2 years in a similar line of work. If you've been on your job 2 years or more, you're good. If you've been in a similar line of work for 2 years, you're good. If you graduated from college and you went into the field of work that you got your degree in, you're good to go. So credit, uh, employment, that takes 15 seconds. And then the third thing is debt ratios, your income versus your debts. Now, I'm not going to discuss it in this, but you can go back to that podcast, and I believe I can tell you in 2 minutes. The debt ratios are not that complicated, okay? And you will know 95% of the time if you can qualify for a loan or not. Okay, number 5. People ask me all the time. I get calls from all over the country. My house hadn't sold. It's been on the market for 2 years. It's been on the market for 6 months. It hadn't sold. Why hadn't it sold? Well, nationally, we say if your house hasn't sold, it's one of 5 reasons. Place, P-L-A-C-E. P is price, L is location, A is advertising, C is condition, and E is economics. Now, we go to the Darryl Beasley double down, double dare you method. I say there's nothing you can do about location, and there's nothing you can do about economics. So it comes down to those other 3 letters, C-A-P, cap. So I say if your house hadn't sold, it's because of either C, A, or P. C is condition. People come up and walk on the front door and they see your front door is rotted and flaking, and no, they assume the whole house is that way. C, condition. A is advertising. If you're listed with a realtor, then I'm assuming your advertising is sufficient. A lot of individuals putting a for sale by owner sign up, and I help them if they want to sell it themselves. They put a for sale by owner sign, and you're banking on people driving by or some little ad or something, okay? And P is price. 80% of the reasons houses haven't sold is because of price, okay? So that's that. Now, number 5, and this is really probably one of the best tips that I have used. People buy investments. Maybe a house to rent, maybe a fourplex, maybe apartment complex, maybe a mobile home park, maybe a snow cone stand, but you buy something to invest for income immediately or down the road. But what you want to know is this a good investment based on the price and the rental? Is this a good investment? Now, I've got all those designations. I've set in all those things on calculating, and you can call your CPA and ask him and figure all this. No, let's use the Darryl Beasley double down, double dare you method, and you can tell in less than a minute, in 30 seconds probably, whether that is a good investment or not. Okay, you ready for this? Ain't no CPA going to tell you this. Probably they won't even believe in this, but this has worked 95% of the time. People come to me and say, I've got this land that somebody wants to sell, and they got 3 mobile homes on it, they got a house on it, and they rent. I have no idea what to price that at. I ask them what the total gross income is, and I give them a value, and they say, "Oh, well, that's pretty much what they were thinking." My method, ladies and gentlemen, based on your sales price, you take the total gross annual income that produces, not the net, the total gross, divide it, divide your sales price by the annual gross income and see how many years you come out. You're going to buy a $150,000 house and rent it out, and you can get $1,000 a month rent. That's $12,000 a year. And 150 divided by 12 is what, 12, 13 years. It's going to take 12 years. My method says if that comes out at 15 years or more, it's not a good investment. If it comes out 10 to 15 years, it's okay. It's okay. It's a decent investment. If it comes out less than 10 years, then it's a very good investment. Recent ones I've seen have been 5, 6, 7 years, and I say that's a good investment. Now, yes, I'm ignoring maintenance and taxes and vacancy and mortgages and all that, but it works. Just figure it out and tell me in your investment, if you have rental, calculate that. Take your sales price, what you paid for it, divide it by your gross annual income. How many years does that come out? 15 plus, no good. 10 to 15, okay. 10 or less is good, okay? Now, those are just some tips. My other ones, I'm going to give you a brand new one right now, okay? I think it's very, very beneficial to know, I don't care if you're in real estate or not, to know how many square feet are in an acre. I know you're telling me right now, you know what that is. 43,560 square feet in an acre. Now, why is it important to know that? Um, People tell me all the time, I don't know, you know, what size my lot really is, how many acres or whatever. They say it's 100 by 100 in the front by 150 deep lot. Well, that's 15,000 square feet, 43,560. Okay, you've got less, probably a third of an acre, right? You have a third of an acre. If you have a 300-foot frontage by 400, that's 120,000 square feet. At 43,560, you have 3 acres. People don't know how many acres they have, but they know the dimensions of the land. Now, here's the embarrassing part, okay? You might just shut this off now. It's really embarrassing. How do you remember 43,560 square feet? Two of the methods. One is, you remember the 7-Eleven stores, convenience stores? They're still out there. You may have one down the street. I say, remember the 7-Eleven convenience store. Just say, hey, I can't remember how many square feet an acre. I'm going to go to the convenience store down the street, 7-Eleven, and get an icy and try to remember how many square feet an acre. With a 7-Eleven store, the 7 is the 4 and the 3, the 43,000 is 7, and the 11 is the 560. 11, 43,560. Okay. So you can remember 7-Eleven store and figure that. Or you can remember, I'm just telling you, okay? 4 ladies in a car driving in a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit going 60 miles an hour. 43,560. 4 ladies, 35 miles, 60 miles an hour. Or just remember 43,005. Those are some great tips. Go to dbeasleymusic.com, click on podcast up there, and look at the subjects and click on the subject 10 minutes, and you'll get more explanations on these things. And listen to some of my music, okay? Whoa. Okay, the extra, click on the extra that she's just putting on here. And the extra on this podcast is a song I put out 30 years ago, recorded by a couple different gospel groups. But I remastered it and redid the music a little bit, and we put it out with AI singing voice. We put this out just a number of days ago, and it's up to 30 or 40,000 views with hundreds and thousands of comments under it, face to face. You listen to Face, you'll love the song if you don't cry, and you will know how I wrote that song. The elderly person many years ago that I ran into, that told me the story of their life. I wrote this song. You'll enjoy it. God bless you. Have a great day. See you in Biloxi tomorrow.